Hey everyone, today on People Now, friends and family remember Kobe Bryant after his shocking death. It's this week's People cover story.
Selena Gomez showing love for her friend Demi Lovato after her moving comeback performance on the Grammys.
You're getting kinky with me now.
You'll love Andrea's wild time with Blake Lively at her Rhythm section premiere.
Justin Bieber's big announcement has believers in a frenzy for his new album.
Chase and I dated.
What? Bachelor drama spilling over into country music. Chase Rice slamming producers for Monday night's episode. We're gonna break it all down.
Plus,
Get up, come on!
Terry Crews getting real about the thing he definitely won't do in the gym.
All that and more, all today, live on People Now. Hey everyone, welcome to People Now. Good to see you. We are still reeling from the shocking death of basketball icon Kobe Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others in that Calabasas helicopter crash on Sunday.
And in this week's People cover story, we are remembering everyone we lost that day, including Kobe and his lasting legacy. We are joined now by People sports editor Lindsay Kimball for all the details. Lindsay, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Yeah, let's talk about this. People around the world doubly devastated about this because his daughter was on board as well. That's just such a heart-wrenching piece of this. Tell us about that special bond that Kobe had with his daughter.
Yeah, well, of course, Kobe had 4 girls, and he often spoke about how he loved being a girl dad. But he had a special bond with Gianna because he felt like she was carrying on his legacy. He was on Jimmy Kimmel in 2018, and he noted that people come up to him and say, "You don't have any sons. Who's going to carry on your basketball legacy?" And he felt like that was Gianna, and he said, "I don't need to have a son. Gianna has it. She's got it."
And she was eager to
Yeah.
jump
She was
into
eager,
that.
yes.
Yeah, right.
And Ramona Shelburne tells us in the cover, reporter Ramona Shelburne for ESPN tells us in our cover story this week that he felt like Gianna was special. He saw that special talent in her. He knew she was going places. He saw her having a future in the WNBA.
Yeah, now Kobe was a basketball legend, on and off the court, had so many accomplishments. But what was retirement from basketball like for Kobe?
I think it was hard for Kobe to step away. You know, his body started failing him. It started when he ruptured his Achilles tendon and then just all downhill from there. So I think he was at a place where he knew it was time to walk away for his health. So that was hard, but he knew it was also going to mean more time with his family. And everything we've heard from everyone, whether it be sources, celebrities, in the wake of his death, is that Kobe was a family man. That was the most important thing to him, being there with his family, spending more time with his family, being able to pick up his girls from school.
Yeah. That's something that, yeah, we've seen those photos of them together. It's showing up on my feed constantly, and it's just so hard to see that. But now the question I think everyone's asking and wondering how the family's doing. Do we know anything about that?
Yes, we heard this morning. I mean, from a source, obviously, as you can expect, they're shocked. They're devastated.
Yeah.
You know, a source told us Vanessa just like can't even make it through a sentence without crying. She doesn't know what to do. But she's also trying to be strong for her 3 daughters. She is trying to be the brave face, and luckily they're supported by a lot of love, be it in their community and their loved ones. You know, they're gathering around them to lift them up through this devastating time.
At this point, the world as well, like sending love to them.
I can't even imagine what they're going through. Now, we know that Kobe used helicopters a lot to get around Los Angeles, but he had this pact with his wife, Vanessa. So tell us a little bit about this pact.
Yeah, a source told us that Vanessa and Kobe had an agreement that they would never ride in a helicopter together, which Kobe really relied on helicopters. He did an interview with Alex Rodriguez 2 years ago where he said that he began relying on helicopters to get to practice and training and back because he didn't want to be sitting in traffic and he didn't want to miss those moments with his kids where he was able to go pick them up and drop them off from school.
Yeah.
So he knew he was spending a lot of time in it, but they also knew it was important. They never wanted to both be on the same one.
So now the investigation's happening, more details about that crash, eyewitnesses, everyone being interviewed. What do we know in terms of specifics about the crash at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the NTSB is still investigating exactly what went wrong. We know that there was a lot of fog that day, more than usual. We talked to several residents in the area in Calabasas where the plane crashed, including the man who called 911, and they said the helicopter was flying low, and when it crashed, it was very quick, like within 10 seconds. Like he heard the noise, heard that it was flying low, and then it was on the ground.
Wow.
You look at a legacy like Kobe's and so many great, amazing things, but he had some ups and downs. Talk to us a little bit about his journey.
Yeah, you know, Kobe was drafted into the NBA when he was 17 years old, so he kind of grew up in the spotlight. Obviously, you know, there was some low moments. He was accused of rape in 2003, and that case was settled out of court and the criminal charges were dropped. But he kind of had a rebirth in the years that followed. He changed his jersey number. He took on this Black Mamba personality that everybody, you know, obviously calls him Mamba. So, you know, there were low moments and there were high moments.
Yeah. And some of those moments, you know, really took a hit on his family to some degree with Vanessa, but he managed to sort of own up to things and move forward. How did he do that, winning her back and sort of moving forward in terms of claiming his life back? A lot of people thought that was sort of the end of Kobe.
Yeah, you know, Ramona Shelburne tells us in our cover story this week that he, you know, felt like Vanessa was his soulmate, and when they were going through this, he learned how to play the piano so he could serenade her and put in the effort. And, you know, obviously it wasn't perfect, as no relationships are. In 2011, Vanessa filed for divorce, but they reconciled in 2013. And by all accounts, were just such a loving couple. And again, a source told us today that Vanessa thought they were together to the end. They were soulmates. They met when she was a teenager on a music video set and got married when she was 18 and he was 22. So it was decades together.
And you see so many clips that have emerged of him constantly shouting out his wife and his kids, constantly shouting out his family and how much he loved them and how dedicated he was to them. That was certainly the center of his world up until the end. Yeah.
Yes, they were just everything to him. And after his career, that was what his role was. His role was dad.
One last thing we want to talk about, the amazing tribute to Gigi that was arranged by UConn this week. It was her dream school. Now the team's Twitter account shared this photo of a special Huskies jersey with Gianna's #2 emblazoned on the front, which was laid next to a bouquet of white roses and daisies tied with a blue bow. So the caption of that post reads, "Mambacita is forever a Husky." What's your reaction when you see this?
I mean, I think it just speaks to the support that Kobe gave to women's basketball through his daughter. He was so encouraging. He created relationships with other WNBA players, and he was fostering this future for her, and I think she would be so honored.
Yeah, it was a really special thing there for sure.
Thank you so much for coming, Lindsay. And to read more about the life and legacy of Kobe Bryant, pick up this week's issue of People when it hits newsstands on Friday.
All right, as many still mourn the loss of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and the 7 other victims of Sunday's tragic helicopter crash, talk show hosts who usually fill their shows with jokes and laughs honored the memory of Bryant with some personal stories. On The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, Fallon talked about the first time he met Bryant at a party in LA, and then he got pretty emotional. Take a look.
Kobe was such a life force, so strong and creative and inspired that in my head I thought that he was going to live forever. 5 NBA titles, 2 Olympic gold medals, 18 All-Star appearances, one of the most brilliant and most respected players in NBA history. And when we'd run into each other over the years, we'd laugh about that night that we first met. We'd laugh at all the good things that had happened since. And we'd laugh about how much fun it was to raise kids and all the stupid mistakes we made trying to figure out how to be good dads. And Kobe had 4 daughters, and I had 2 daughters. And today, he and one of his girls are gone.
Jimmy Kimmel also getting emotional while remembering Bryant on his show, Jimmy Kimmel Live. Watch.
He brought a lot of joy to a lot of people in the city, and we're going to miss him. This was a terrible loss for those families and for the Lakers, for Kobe's teammates, for his fans. It's just, there's no silver lining here. It's all bad. It's all sad. He was a bright light, and that's how I want to remember him.
Ellen DeGeneres, whose birthday was on Sunday, the day Bryant died, emphasized that life should not be taken for granted.
Life is short and it's fragile, and we don't know how many birthdays we have. So we don't have to have a birthday to celebrate, just celebrate life. And if you haven't told someone you love them, do it.
Yeah, man, it's just So much emotion there from so many people close to him and that had any level of interaction. Obviously, Kobe will be missed. And we're going to switch gears now and move on to this. Demi Lovato's powerful Grammys comeback on Sunday night had the crowd on their feet and made her loved ones proud. That includes her lifelong friend and fellow singer Selena Gomez, who posted about the performance on her Instagram story saying, quote, "I wish there were words to describe how beautiful, inspirational, and deserved this moment was. Demi, I'm so happy for you. Thank you for your courage and bravery." Lovato posted a picture of her performance on Instagram, captioning it, "What an unbelievable night. My first time back on stage in almost 2 years. So emotional for me. Thank you all for the love, support, and for sharing this moment with me. I love you all." The song that she performed, called Anyone, was written just days before her overdose back in July of 2018. Lovato opened up about the song on Friday, saying that she now hears her lyrics in that song, quote, as a cry for help. And I'll just tell you, being there, that was one of the most sort of stop everything moments of the entire Grammys. Everyone was quiet and listening to her as she sang. Big moment for Demi. All right, Justin Bieber, he's got a pretty sweet Valentine's Day gift for all his fans. The singer has revealed that his new album, Changes, will be released on Friday, February 14th. This is Justin's 5th studio album and features 17 songs. On Tuesday, he dropped another single from the album after previously releasing the hit Yummy that we can't stop singing. The latest released track is called Get Me. It features the singer Kalani. Take a listen.
Judging by the way you open up, you get me.
There you go, like that. Justin also launched the premiere episode of his documentary series, Justin Bieber Seasons, on YouTube Originals. The intimate, unscripted show tracks the pop star's evolution in recent years. Justin hit the red carpet of the doc's premiere in a rare appearance with his wife, Hailey Baldwin. The two even showed off some PDA, hugging, kissing, and generally just being adorable together as they are everywhere they go. Justin kept it simple in a white shirt, pink pants. Hailey dazzled in a sparkly black dress with a midriff cutout. Our fashion team loved it. On Tuesday's episode of the Ellen DeGeneres Show, Justin opened up about his proposal to his now wife, revealing exactly how he was feeling leading up to that big moment. Watch.
Yeah, I was extremely nervous. I felt like in the past we had talked about, me asking the question, and I felt like she would say yes. So I wasn't really nervous about saying yes, but I think it's just like, I think I was more nervous about, am I gonna make this commitment? Am I able to make this commitment as a man and be able to honor, what I say? Because that's a serious commitment when you say you're gonna love someone for better, for worse, and be faithful. That's a huge, am I able to do that? And so I think that was really what I was battling with. And I finally was like, what, I'm gonna make the decision and follow through with it and be a husband. And, this is what I've always wanted. I'm gonna just choose this woman and just do it.
And commit to it,
Yeah.
and you did.
The couple got engaged in July 2018 before getting married in a courthouse ceremony a few months later. They had a bigger celebration in September of 2019. Justin's new YouTube docuseries, viewers are going to see the first time that he and Baldwin actually met. He told Ellen, quote, "I had no idea I was going to marry her at that time, no, but I'm glad it worked out because she's an amazing, amazing person. She really is. She's super precious. I enjoy spending my life with her." That was his quote. All right, country star Chase Rice speaking out about his dramatic appearance on The Bachelor Monday night, slamming the show's producers for putting him face-to-face with his ex, Victoria F. This was quite the move on their part. According to Chase, he's, quote, really pissed off with the way Bachelor producers handled their previous relationship. He opened up on the Fitz in the Morning radio show Monday, Chase claiming that he and Victoria F spent one night together and explained that he thought that he was on the reality show to promote his music, and that was it. Chase admitted that he had expressed concern to his manager and publicist before agreeing to appear on The Bachelor, but they assured him not to worry, adding, "That's a weird coincidence, but there's no way they would do that to you." Apparently, the whole thing caught Chase entirely off guard. He says that he feels like the producers doing that to him was unnecessary and over the top. In case you missed it, here's how the whole thing went down. Bachelor Peter Weber surprised Victoria F with this concert during their one-on-one date at an amusement park. She later revealed to Peter that she had actually dated Chase prior to being on the show. Watch.
So, Chase and I used to date. And...
Like the singer, Chase? The guy that was doing the concert?
Yeah.
Wait, what? No.
Mm-hmm. I'm like shaking right now.
She's like,
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Me either.
I think it actually makes her look more desirable because he's a fan of Chase Rice.
Why would, it's like she's allowed to have exes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it was really tough that you had to reveal that you were dating a country star.
Yeah.
And now that you're one of the top frontrunners on The Bachelor. I get it, it was weird, but it's more of a dig from the producers.
Yeah,
and what they did to
definitely.
Peter.
Very producer driven. Anyway, so
Messy.
much to talk about from this episode, but on one of last night's biggest events, we want to know what you think. Do you agree with Peter's choice to bring Alea back? Or is he being played? That's a whole nother thing. Vote in our People poll. Let us know your thoughts using the hashtag PeopleNow.
All right, stay with us. We're going to be recapping all of last night's head-scratching episode with former Bachelor Ben Higgins and former Bachelorette Becca Kufrin. How does Peter's season compare to theirs so far? They're going to tell us. Plus, we're talking with Terry Crews about America's Got Talent, the champions. He's going to reveal how many hours he spends working out in the gym. I'm not even close, surprisingly. I know it's a shocker. Stick around.
Big shocker.
All right, more for some Star Trek, Angie.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Trek today with one supermodel getting candid about her ex. For the first time since their split, Irina Shayk is opening up about actor and director and ex-boyfriend Bradley Cooper. In an interview with British Vogue, the notoriously private supermodel reflects on her 4-year-long relationship with Bradley and how she's been navigating life without him. She says, quote, "I think in all good relationships, you bring your best and your worst. It's just the nature of a human being. Two great people don't have to make a good couple. I think we've been very lucky to experience what we had with each other. Life without B is new ground." Irina also admits that as a single mother, some days are harder than others. She reveals in part, "There are days I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm falling apart." In June of 2019, People confirmed that Bradley and Irina had broken up and were amicably working out how to share custody of their 2-year-old daughter. The two sparked engagement rumors in 2016 when Irina was spotted wearing a large emerald ring on that finger. However, at the time, a source told People that the couple prioritized their child over getting married. All right, moving on to this. Take a look.
You are so badass in this. It was so exciting to see you.
What does badass mean?
It just means
Everyone
like
always says it. Like, what is a badass?
Like-
you'd be like, aren't you good ass in this? If it was a
Oh,
compliment?
that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we gotta research the origins of badass.
You're bad. Like you're fierce. You're
And then
bad.
your ass? Like,
Yeah,
what does your
I
ass
know.
have to do with it?
You know what? You heard it here. Let's retire that phrase.
You know, Blake Lively makes a great point here. What are the origins of that word? Who knows? I'm just never going to call her a badass on a crime.
She doesn't want it.
Yeah, it was so fun to talk to her. She is so great in this, almost unrecognizable as this female assassin out for revenge. Take a look.
I lost my family 3 years ago.
It wasn't an accident. There was a bomb on that plane.
I need your help to find the ones who did this. I've got nothing to lose.
What about your life?
What about it?
I love the fight scenes that you do with Jude Law, kind of in this training. What was the coolest thing you got to do?
Oh my gosh. You know, there's a car chase in this movie that was so much fun because it was absolutely terrifying and I didn't have to act like I wasn't terrified. I just got to scream and be panicked as anyone would be in a real car chase. And I think that it was really neat in this movie to get to play what a real human being would be feeling. Because normally in these movies you see somebody who's very well equipped, who's very trained, who's an operative, and this is a woman who really should not be here. And there's a humanity to that I think that people can really connect with.
Yeah. Any skills that you're able to apply to your real life? Is Ryan now just terrified of you?
I mean, I know how to swim in 6-degree water, which I really don't plan on applying to my real life. I know how to precision drive in a car chase, which I really don't plan to apply. I think a lot of useless skills came out of this. A British accent,
which is really great, by the way.
That's helpful. Yeah, I don't know where it's going to be helpful, but somewhere in life.
You ever want to try it out in a grocery store?
Yeah, for sure.
So Blake now has 3 kids. She gave birth to her 3rd daughter in October, and she tweeted last week that she's so glad her kids don't know what she does for a living. So I asked her, what do they think their parents do for work?
They know that we're actors, they just don't know what that entails. Can you imagine if my daughter knew what I went through in this movie? I mean, they would be terrified. She'd either be terrified for me or of me, and neither of which is something that I want her to feel.
Yeah. Now, you're all dressed up. You look so fabulous. I know your mom and sister are here too, so it's a fun girls' night.
It is. It's a fun ladies' night. I got my sister and my mama as my date. As soon as I step away from you, I'm going to take this dress off. Serious, you only wear these things to the red carpet. I can't breathe much longer.
Is Ryan just in his PJs at home?
I don't know, you're getting kinky with me now. Look at this.
To know, is he wearing his pajamas? Is he at home?
Pajamas?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she wanted to talk about him.
Yeah.
You can see Blake Lively as a good ass callback in the Rhythm section, hitting theaters Friday, January 31st. And those are your Star Trek Sports today.
What's happening?
What is going on? This is scary. That's just one of the many wild acts on this season of America's Got Talent, The Champions. The spinoff returns for the second time and showcases the best acts from AGT and other international Got Talent series. Each of the series' 4 judges gets to use the golden buzzer once, sending an act immediately to the finale round. So I spoke to host Terry Crews about his reaction when Simon Cowell stole Howie Mandel's golden buzzer in a recent episode. Take a look.
Well, at first I was like, you can't do that. And I was like, wait, it's your show. You own this. I literally was like, yeah, you do own it, don't you? You can make the rules anytime. It was stolen. It was wild. And I thought we were going to do a do-over. I literally thought, okay, you know, that's like, they're not going to edit that, or they're going to edit that out and maybe not happen. No, they stuck with it. He stole it. And I was like, okay, this is the way it's going right now. It's all gloves, or all people are, even the judges are battling each other. This is how crazy it is.
When I asked Terry for a memory that stood out to him from making the show, he shared this emotional moment.
I remember when I hit my golden buzzer and Howie came up on stage and we looked at each other like, dude, isn't this the best feeling? And we said this to each other. I remember it was a moment that we were like, we felt like we were lucky and blessed enough to be able to give someone this dream. Because that's what you're doing. You're handing away wonderful dreams that people have always wanted to do this and have worked so hard to get here. And that was a special moment. And we knew that we were honored to be there. And I will never forget that.
The other judges this season on AGT The Champions are Britain's Got Talent judge Alicia Dixon and Heidi Klum, who returned to the AGT franchise after leaving in early 2019. Now, Terry shared with me a backstage moment he had with Heidi. Watch.
She basically tapped me on my shoulder. She said, Terry, my kids and I, we sat and we watched White Chicks. I'd never seen it before. And I was like, oh yeah, I did that like 15 years ago. She said, oh my God, it was so funny. And you look the same. And I was like, and so do you, Heidi. I was like, you know, and it was really funny because she's like, I can't believe I saw this movie and you look the same. I can't understand this. And I was like, wow, this is really cool to hear this from one of the world's prettiest, biggest supermodels of all time that, hey, I didn't age. This is so nice.
I mean, yeah, you really haven't aged though. Is there a secret to that?
You know what, 2 hours a day in the gym and dieting like a fiend and making sure you stay right and keeping your mind in a great place. I think thinking positive always keeps you young. You know what I mean? It's when you start thinking negative and getting mean and all that stuff, you get old really fast.
I was looking at your Instagram. You posted this shirtless picture that got a lot of attention.
I have to say, when I work out, it's really like, it's my spa time. It is my meditation, it is my peace, it is my whole thing. But the fringe benefit of good habits is rock hard abs. That's raw.
I was hoping you would do that, and I didn't have to ask.
The funniest thing is, they literally, the internet went crazy, but this guy says, hey, wait, Terry Crews looks like a chewed up Tootsie Roll. And I was like, oh, damn, I see that. I see it. And I was like, oh, my God. And, you know, my wife cracked up. She said, that's what you get for showing off. That's what you get. You milk dud. That's what you get. I'm like, well, you know what? It's worse things I could be called than a piece of chocolate.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know what? The working out is working for you. Your wife is also in great shape as well.
She is.
Do you do couples workouts? Or you
Never.
Okay, because that can be hard.
No, that's never. We be divorced. This is a horrible story. I'm sorry. Everybody forgive me. We were working out one time, and I remember just telling her, you know, listen, come on, get another rep in, the whole thing. She's like, I'm tired, I gotta sit down. I was like, you know what, you don't want it. You just don't want it. I'm done. You don't want it. You know what, I found out she was pregnant.
Oh.
And I was like, no, she was pregnant with our son. She was like, I'm so tired. I was like, get up, come on.
Oh.
And she was pregnant. Oh.
That is so
Isn't it? I know.
You didn't know. You were just trying to push her
But still,
hard.
you know what? I should have never been pushing anybody like that. And I learned my lesson. I get choked up thinking about it. I was like, oh, how could I do that to her? And she was like, yeah, how could you do that to me? I was like, I know. It was horrifying, and it clarified a lot for me. It was like, you need to just mind your business and do your thing and let people do what they want to do. And because before it was like, if it wasn't up to my standards, all of a sudden you're not doing enough. And I was like, that was ridiculous.
Learned his lesson. He's so great. For a lot more from Terry Crews, make sure to watch him every Monday on America's Got Talent, The Champions, at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC. We'll also have more from Terry on his NBC comedy, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, a little closer to that show's February 6th season premiere.
Oh my God. Chase and I dated.
Wait, what?
I can't do this.
Tonight, there's 13 of us, so I'm gonna be tackling girls to get down with Peter tonight.
Shut the front door!
Drama has risen from the dead.
I'm here to freaking set the record straight about what was said about me.
I'm obviously being lied to by someone.
She's manipulating you the same way that she manipulated me.
It was like the biggest slap in the face, like I couldn't even look at you.
I'm gonna go.
Oh my gosh, the drama. Here to break down Monday night's episode of The Bachelor is former Bachelor Ben Higgins, former Bachelorette Becca Kufrin, and writer and reporter Jody Guillaume here at People. Thank you all for being here. It's great to talk to you. I feel like we're going to get some really good insight here. And there's a lot because it's kind of on the production side. But let's start at the beginning. The contestants leave California and head to Cleveland, Ohio. This episode was a love letter to Cleveland, by the way. The tourism board there has never been happier to have this well-edited piece of video. Victoria F. gets the first one-on-one date. It was a great date until they attended the private Chase Rice concert. Happens to be Victoria F's ex-boyfriend. She reveals the info to Peter later on. She does get a rose for the honesty. Becca, though, how is this going to strengthen or hurt the relationship moving forward? What do you think?
This is a tough one because I feel like Victoria's reaction when she was with Peter doesn't add up to what she's saying. It's like, if things are over and you're done with that relationship, you shouldn't be crying in the corner.
Exactly
you shouldn't
right.
be walking away. It just didn't make sense to me.
Because she's allowed to have an ex. That's not dramatic
We
or
all
bad.
have exes.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And coming from somebody who had their ex show up on the show, I mean, they flew my producer all the way to my ex all the way to oh my gosh, I cannot talk. Peru.
Right.
Where were we in the world? Yeah, it's like I understand, of course, they want to throw in those little glitches to get you, but her reaction just didn't make sense to me.
Can I follow up on that and just ask this? Because my feeling was, if I'm Peter, I feel duped by the whole producing team.
100%.
Is that the feeling?
Yes and no. Keep in mind, they're trying to make a TV show.
Well, yeah,
of course
right.
They want it to be entertaining. At this point, though, you can't really be surprised with anything that happens.
Yeah.
Watching season by season.
Did you have an immediate reaction to the Chase Rice thing?
Well, you know, you have to feel bad for all parties. I think that's it. It's like
everyone was duped.
My initial reaction was this: stuck to it. It's the best thing that ever happened to Chase Rice.
Oh, yeah.
That was my initial reaction.
Okay, good for Chase.
Let's jump into the group date, which was chaotic. So during the cocktail party, Alea, who was eliminated last week, returned, and then this happened. Watch.
I told you from the beginning that I was going to follow my heart and trust myself, but I feel like I did myself a disservice by not necessarily doing that the last rose ceremony. I am doing what I feel like I need to do to feel, confident moving forward with all this, and I hope that you can understand that. So, Alea, will you accept this rose?
Of course. Okay, this was crazy. She comes back, she gets the group date rose. The women are not happy, understandably. Ben, was this something you even considered on your season? What's your reaction here?
Well, anybody that left my season never asked to come back. So I think that is a good note to first take.
Glad we're gone.
So with that being said, I think Peter really thought he was giving a gift to Leia. Like I think he thought he was evening the score and saying, hey, I'm sorry you left. This is a way to balance out. Instead, it was a really bad decision.
Yeah. And Jody, what do you think? I mean, does this kind of show that maybe he doesn't fully trust Victoria P and that maybe she was kind of lying?
Yeah, I think he has a lot of doubt right now. I think he is very clearly very confused. He's hearing a bunch of conflicting stories and doesn't know what to do. I mean, when I watched this episode, it changed my opinion of Victoria P a little bit. I was like, ooh, girl.
She's like, I don't know her. And I was like, oh, there's pictures of you in Vegas together.
When I hear the phrase, like, I'm telling you my truth, like, your truth could still be a lie.
Yeah.
So.
Nick Lyle had some funny tweets about that, saying like your
my
truth equals just like your lie, right?
Like
The new lie.
That's not a real thing. So I think he's just so confused.
Next one-on-one goes to Kelsey. Kelsey became this instant meme, obviously, earlier in the season with Champagne Gate and all that happened. But a new side of her, she had this heartbreaking story about her father leaving the family. Both of them were in tears. Do we feel like this shifted the tide for Kelsey in favor of her, in terms of Bachelor Nation anyway?
Oh, I have a tough time with Kelsey because after last night, I will say, I feel like Peter is unpeeling the layer of the onion with her and you're getting more depth. I can't get over the whole champagne thing that was an issue for 4 days, and I feel like there's gonna be one moment where she cracks, and I'm just waiting for that to happen. But that being said, I will say I do like how you got to know her a little bit more of kind of why she's acting the way she is.
Yeah, and then we go back to the cocktail party where the women are letting Peter know they are not happy about the Leia situation. They were letting him have it.
They really were.
But Ben, we don't usually see this. So is this a really pivotal moment for Peter and also the Bachelor franchise?
100%, yeah. It's the first time in a long time that we've seen the women really get like angry, or I guess the women or men get really angry at the lead. This happened to me in the Bahamas. I had a really bad day. Everybody erupted, and you really, as the Bachelor, start to feel everybody's gonna leave me. This is gonna be the story of the season, is the Bachelor is just sitting alone on a beach going, yeah, this didn't work out. Like, everybody's gone. And I bet he is feeling that way, or it's a legitimate concern.
How do you come back from that?
Honesty. You have to be honest. You have to like take a breather and say, okay, what were my intentions to why I gave this rose, or let her come back on, or why is the drama happening? And you have to confront that and then be honest about it. And I think the women will go, I forgive you.
Let me ask you quickly, we're running out of time. Backing up for a bit. Peter was on Hannah B's season, dealt with Luke P and all that drama. He was eliminated, demanded to return back. Non-stop chaos surrounding that. You would think it would kind of be a lesson learned from Peter's perspective. You bring somebody back into the mix, there's drama, there's trouble. Wouldn't you imagine that he would see this coming?
Yes, well, you would think so. I will say, when you're the lead, there's so much that you don't see outside of just the initial conversations that you're having with someone. So there is a lot that you do miss, and then watching it back, you're like, oh my gosh, it's all making sense now.
Yeah.
He does have to figure it out for himself, and I think just do a much better job of making decisions and standing by those decisions, because right now it seems wishy-washy, and he came to be the Bachelor. He said he was looking for XYZ, and so he needs to actually stand by that and not keep flip-flopping and making everyone watching and all those girls confused.
I feel so bad for him. I hope
He's
it kind of,
struggling.
what do you
He
think's
is
gonna happen?
struggling.
Because we kind of end on a cliffhanger here.
You know, I really don't know. Part of me thinks that he might flip and send Leia back home.
I know.
I think if he's receiving that much hate from everybody, it's only going to make him get in his head more, and he might flip on his decision again.
I think she's going to bow out. I don't think she's done.
No.
I don't think no, that last conversation they had, she's feeling like she can't take the heat. I don't know. We'll see.
I think she's sticking around.
Thank you all for joining
Yes,
us.
thank
We're
you.
going to have another Bachelor recap for you next Tuesday. Becca and Ben, before we let you go, tell us about the Bachelor Live tour that you're on and where Bachelor Nation can buy tickets.
You got it.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Here's the line, the pitch.
So, Bachelor Live on Stage, we like to consider it the ultimate watch party, where the audience can come and watch this full-blown production where you have a local bachelor in each city, 66 cities, date 10 eligible women. So what we're doing is we're condensing the actual show that you see in Love on TV every Monday into 2.5 hours. So there's going to be group dates, there's going to be rose ceremonies.
Oh, cool.
Fantasy suites, whichever one is supposed to be, how that's going to work. So you're going to have to come and watch. But yeah, we're so excited. This is going to be the part where we kind of give back to the audience, and they feel like they actually have a say now in who the lead maybe ends up with.
Okay, and there's a special guest, right?
Yes.
Who's that going to be?
Yeah, Connor Saley is going to be the Bachelor in Los Angeles.
Yes. Oh. People love Connor.
There he is.
I need to book my flight.
I know. All right, we're taking a look at our question of the day. We want to know if you agree with Peter's decision so far on The Bachelor. So let's see what you guys are tweeting and what you're saying.
maybe.
It's like, they do
I
not
do not
agree.
agree.
Oh, cut him some slack. He's doing his best.
Actually, that's a pretty telling stat, right? The tide is against him right now. He's got to win everybody back. He'll do it. He's going to be honest. He's going to
All right, we'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now, so tune in for that. Ben and Becca, thank you again, and thank you, Jody.
And coming up tomorrow, Nia Vardalos stops by to talk about her new Lifetime original movie. It's called Poison Love, the Stacey Castor story.
Plus, we look back at our favorite moments with the cast of The Good Place before their big series finale this week. Thank you so much for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from the stars of The Healing Powers of Dude. Bye.
Hi, I'm Tom Everett Scott.
And I'm Larissa Olenek.
And this is One Last Thing.
The last show I binged was Queer Eye.
People should always remember, it's never too late to start over.
The last country I visited was Mexico.
Canada.
I perpetually live in the 90s, so the last song that was stuck in my head when I was going through some 90s playlists was The Breeders' Cannonball.
I was listening to Mac Miller, who my kids turned me on to and I love, and that song, What's the Use, has been stuck in my head for days.
You can love it, you can leave it. This ain't up to